2021 has been an incredibly difficult year. For many of us at this point in December, we are coming to the finish line, frankly, feeling a level of exhaustion that many of us just have never felt before. And some of you may be like me. When you start to think about jumping into planning and preparing for the slurry of big things waiting for us in 2022, that it's really hard to imagine rallying that energy forward. It's important in this moment for us to recognize that it's been hard, that we have been working and putting extra effort in, not just for the teams that we lead or our colleagues, our families, but even just for ourselves, that it's required us to adjust and shift and change in a season where there has just been so much unknown. And if you're feeling like me, that you're crawling these last few miles through the marathon, I first want to let you know that you're not alone. You, like many of us, are really feeling the weight of the work that we're doing and the weight of what's happening in our world. I also want to say that for most of us, hearing that that's normal is great. It's not exactly what we need to keep us going. We don't want to stop here. We don't just want to stop in this place of exhaustion. But the first thing that's going to help us even contemplate getting excited about what's coming next is to make sure that we don't forget to stop and reflect on all that we have been able to do, build, and develop, even in the midst of this uncertainty. So I just invite you right now to take that pause. Take a moment and let yourself think back to the things that you've had to do, the things that you thought were just impossible hurdles that are actually back there in the past that you've already jumped over. Think about the things that your teams have built and created. Think about the ways, even in those small moments with a colleague or a team member, that you've been able to work together to brainstorm, to step forward, and to get something moving closer to growth, closer to a solution. Sometimes we forget to think about all the things that we were able to do in this year. And we don't use that information to cover over all the challenges, all the losses, all the heavy things that happened. But we do it so we can hold a balance. And in this moment, if you're just struggling to even pull those things to mind, take a moment to and reflect on the times that people were able to show up for you. That kind word that someone shared through an email about the work that you had done. A surprising text message from a friend. The moment when something actually went your way and it just gave you an inch of space in your day. Taking the time at the year end to reflect might seem a little cheesy, but I don't want you to think about it just as this past back year in review. I want you to remember what your hard work has done. I want you to remember that you're tired because you worked hard. And so make sure in the next few weeks that you give yourself some moments where you can take a rest, where you can savor what you've built, what you've started, what you've worked on. That's the starting place for us to get the energy and the motivation to keep growing and keep building in 2022. But most of all, remember you're not alone. Remember the people standing to your left and to your right who are walking alongside you and working towards those goals and values that you care about. I know that's what's keeping me going. And I hope that you have people that you can reach out to. I'm excited to see what we can all do when we work together.